Hi everyone, it's Jackie. I hope you're all well and just having a blast with your life because that's what you need to do. All right, so today I'm just fooling around with some papers. These are some of the papers that I got from a few different places. And I talked about them, and if I could find my sticky note that has it on it, I would remind you, here it is, I'd remind you, some of these papers come with Junk with Steph, and some come from Chapter 1 papers, which is the Aqua and Berry Pretty Mixtures, and I'm not sure, I think maybe this is one of those. And then Rach and Bella Crafts, don't think I'm using any of hers today. And if I happen to use any of these tags, these came from Tracy Fox Love Junk Journals. All right. So I just took one of these lovely papers and I just tore the edges because I wanted torn edges on this. I don't really know what I'm making, but I know I'm going to put lots of flips and flaps and things in here. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull out my Distress ink and distress the edges of this. This is walnut stain. And I'm not going to sew this. I just finished sewing a whole bunch of tags and things, and I'm going to just make this one without sewing, although I would love to sew around it. So just do this. I hope everyone has had a grateful day. Or if you're just starting your day, I hope it's going to be a wonderful one. Okay, get this ink. I like ink. I like the way it looks and the way it just brings out goodness here. Make sure I have the feeling. Oh, we are videoing that it's running good. I all of a sudden had this scary thought that maybe it wasn't, but it is. All right, very good. This might have been pretty with some of my pinker colors also, but maybe we'll highlight some of the other pieces with that. So I've just folded this in thirds, or not even really thirds, but almost thirds. So this is a little more. I folded it over, and then I folded this a little less, so we'd see some of this right here. And this was printed on, this paper is not solid white, it's more of a cream color. So that's why the flowers look kind of like that. All right, so let's just see what we want to do. I think we're going to put something to flip on this one. And I'm just going to cut this down. I think I took all my big scissors downstairs to cut things out, and they keep not coming back up. So I'm just going to take off that little edge right there. And I'm going to grab my pink Distress ink, and let's just see. We'll do a little pink around here. Yeah, looks pretty. And I think that will go nice with this. Now what I am going to do is back this with another one. So these, I think I had shown you, I printed these papers whole like this, and then I printed them 6 to a page. So then I got this, okay? And I did that with all of these. So I have a whole bunch of different ones that are like this. And there it is. I think I'm going to put these back to back and glue them so that they will flip nicely. I'm going to cut them so they're the same. Certainly you could sew these, which would look very nice. So, I have a little bit here. Just got to get these the same size. There we go. Sort of the same. Kind of the same. There we go. And then this is going to go, let me see now. Okay, so this is under here, this is here. And I actually might put this in here as a flip. So that when you come in here, this is going to flip this way. All right, let's glue this together. I'm going to use grab a glue page, some junk mail that I got. So we'll just glue this. And how am I going to put that this way and this way? Okay. Now we'll see if I can, I should have waited and cut edges after so that I can make sure that I got this pretty even. Okay, I think that's pretty good. A little bit off, but that's okay. I'll just cut this. Good, beautiful. So then we're going to, the hard part is I don't want to cover any of this paper up. You know, it's so cute, so pretty. So maybe I'll do this flip down here on this side. And we're gonna need some, I'm gonna just use some washi tape. Let me grab some and bring it over. A little extra glue here on this one. There we go. And I'm going to do this side too. Okay. And then I'm going to just put this along the edge like this. See if I can get it pretty straight. I'll just line it up here a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to line this pretty close, not right on the edge, but pretty close to that edge. Okay, right like that. And I'm going to just go ahead and cut this off here. And I'm just going to rip it. I don't mind if it's ripped. Cut this off the bottom. Just like that. And we've got our first little flip. We'll see how that goes. I'm not sure if I'll put a piece of washi in there also or not. Maybe. But we'll see. I might, but I might not. All right, let's see what else we want to do. I want to cover in here a little bit with some different papers. And these are some of the ones that I have. And I think I might like that one to go in here. I'm just going to bring it over. And I'm not measuring, I'm just going to pop it on there, and then I'm going to rip it, and I'm not going to rip it right tight to there because I think it was a little bit wide. Yeah, I'm a little bit wide, so I'm going to just rip it along here, along that fold, but a little bit back from it. Oh man, that didn't go so well. How come that didn't work so well? Oh no, that didn't go so well with that ruler. And I'm going to take a little bit off this side also. I feel very cramped. I feel like I need to clean my desk a bit because it's kind of cramping me. That did better, sort of better. Not really, I guess. Didn't do a very straight job down here at the bottom. Okay. All right, let's see what we've got. There we go. So we can leave a little bit. I'm going to rip this a little bit off there. And put that like that. Yep, right down to the bottom like this. Perfect. We're going to glue this. Whoops. And of course, you guys know you could do this with any size paper. This was just a regular 8.5 by 11 when I started. Of course, it's not now because I've ripped it and things. Okay. And we went this way. And I'm gonna, oops, I've already, oh, this glue is so sticky. It's a good glue, but it's like you don't have a whole lot of time. Just want to make sure I kind of get it even on the sides. All right, and then we'll do this. And then I'm going to rip this across the bottom right here. Hopefully it'll rip nicely for me and not be terrible. I guess it's, thin because it's there. That's very nice. Okay, and then I have, oops, my glue. Sorry about that. I have this piece that maybe I'll put on either side of that. Maybe, probably. Okay, so there, and I'm going to, I have no room. I need to get rid of a few things here, guys. I just need to move some of my stuff onto the floor because I cannot deal with it up here. There we go. That's better. I gotta clean this desk. Okay. There's a little more room for me, I think. There. Okay. Okay, there. So now we're going to just fold this one over. And I should have inked the other one, and I did not. I wish I had. Okay, there we go. That's stuck down. I'm going to take this off. I know you have to make sure you have the right side of these rulers down. Where'd they go? All right, very nice. I'm going to just take off the top, just a smidge this way. Just a smidgen this way. I know what part of it is. This glass mat makes it slippery, so, and I don't always work with it on there. That, and then this should just come up to like here, right? Yep. And just tear that out. I'm going to ink this, and I guess I will use my pink just to do it a little, give it a little around. lovely. And then we'll take a piece and we'll do the same on the other side. And so I know it's gonna have to go to here. So we'll just rip this part off here. Let's line it up a little bit so we can get a pretty straight rip. Right along there. All right. That doesn't look right. And it's not right. Hello, hello, hello. How about that? Wait a minute. What's going on? This goes this way. Okay, yep. All right, so over here. And that was not the right way to rip that. Doesn't that just be crazy? That's all right. Fix it. Fix it, because we'll put a pocket. Put a nice little pocket down there on the bottom. Doesn't matter. We can always fix things. Let me just rip this side a little bit. Just in from here. And then we'll give this a little. Just a tad off there. Actually, if I put it this way, it doesn't matter because that part will be covered up with our pocket. Yes. Oh, I didn't need to ink it either, but okay. It's supposed to be rainy today. It is overcast and cloudy, but it's not raining. That's very good. Okay, do this. Make sure that comes up to the top. Whoops, let's get it as straight as we can. Don't mind. Sorry, my face, probably my head just got wet at the camera. Wow, that is really, really not straight at all. Guess I'll go for straight, maybe on this side, kind of. Yeah, that is not straight at all. Look at that. That is bad. Oh my. Wow, how come that's so not straight? Maybe it's the other paper that's... No, it's definitely this one. Look at that. Look how not straight that is. Let's see if we can rip that straighter. My goodness. Turn it this way. Now I'm going to a lot of glue on my board. Whoops. I'm going to line that piece up. And then we're going to take off that. Okay. Oof, that was so... I couldn't. Usually I'm like, okay, well, whatever. No. Nope, that could not work for me. So now we gotta put some more glue on because it's... All right, now let's do this and see if it's a little better, huh? Goodness, flipping, flopping everywhere here. All right, that's much better. Yeah, okay. Goodness, that was crazy, right? All right, now we're gonna put a nice little pocket across there. And we could actually use some of this to make the pocket. Maybe. Because it matches. All right. Gotta even this one up though, because this got, remember, ripped a little crazy. So let's just see if we can. Yeah, it slides out from under. It just does. Take my glass mat off here, I think. Yep. Push down really, really hard on this. You know what? That's just not working. So I'm just going to cut it. Okay. Then we just need like this much pencil, please. Thank you. To there. Maybe I just need my straight edge. Let's take the straight edge to this. Just gonna go up a little bit. It's just crazy. Okay, let's see what we got. We have this, and that can be a nice little pocket right there. And I am going to put washi tape on this because I want it on the top to reinforce the top because it's very just thin copy paper. Oh dear. This is not the best washi tape. Hello, Miss Emma. No, thanks. No Huffy Puffies, please. No, thank you. No. Okay. This washi is a pain. It's very cheap washi tape. Oh, and that's the end of it, so I can't even use it. All done. Goodbye. Okay, here's the other one. Let's see if there's enough of this. And we're going to put some glue on here. Emma. Go to lay down, please. Go lay down, please. Go on. Just across the top and fold it over. Okay, and we'll just snip off the sides. That will just give it, you know, a little more strength, so when things are in and out, it'll be very good. All right, let's glue that down at the bottom here. Okay, get it even as we can. And we'll just, oops, get those like that. Very good. Okay, let that dry. That's good. All right, now I've got a little flip here. And we should make a little tuck spot on there, I think. So, I I'd like to grab. Do I want to grab to go there? These are probably too tall. Yeah. Let's see, what do I have? I do have these pieces of this really nice thick paper that could make a little tuck spot here if we wanted to. So let's see, let's make it about, well, let's make it the whole length, shall we? Yes. So right about here. And then I think I'm going to fold this back so it makes it a little sturdier. And I'm also going to glue, let's glue this down. Okay. And I'm thinking I would cut, I'll just cut a piece off like this to fold back in the other way. So we'll fold that one that way. And that's going to make it nice and sturdy. And then we're going to put this right on here. And we're going to cut it here. And I'm going to ink this with the walnut stain. And I might do a little bit of the pink around too. Like that. And that can go right there and be a lovely little tuck spot. This paper is from an older, it's probably antique, not vintage, furniture book, and the paper is super nice and it feels really good, but it does need a little, you know, when you use it you need a couple of pieces together so it's very nice and firm and stiff so you can, it won't rip easily. So that looks great. So now we have our pocket here. Whoops, what's happening to our pocket? What's going on? Okay, there. Just got a little gluey that way. That did that. And then we have a tuck spot here where we could tuck. Well, these would fit well because they're so tiny. They would fit in there pretty good. I might have to cut a little bit of those off. I might have to. And I think I'll back a couple of these onto, gotta find a different one, here we go, onto some paper, and those can tuck right in there. And there'll be a couple little spots for journaling. Okay, that'll be good. Let me see what I've got down here. See if we have anything that would, I'd like to put it on something a little firmer than that, and I don't know. I could put those on black. Well, yeah, I will. You can always use a, you know, a white pen or a pink pen or an orange pen or something like that to glue those on there. Oops, I almost glued the wrong side. This is little, so I'll do it this way. I'll put that right there, the edge. And then we'll do this one. So these are those Tracy Fox tags that I printed. I don't know if these are the ones I printed 2 to a page or 4 to a page. But it gives you some really cute little tags when you do that. And that's lots of fun. I'll let those dry a minute before I try to cut them. Okay, so that looks nice. Now in here, we want to add another flip with some of our paper. And actually, we could use this one. That's the one that's this, the big piece. And we could fit that in there. Okay, so we're gonna need to get out the cutting board. My trimmer to trim this. Okay, first let's trim off that white part. And then this needs to be, just let me measure this real quick so I don't have to worry about it. So it's 7 3/4. Oh. 7 3/4. That's not sticking very well. Is it all coming up? That's why sometimes you just can't trust glue stick, and that's a good kind too. I didn't want to stay. All right, 7 3/4, and I want to keep this part. So, do I want it to go this way? All right, if I want it to go that way, I'm gonna make it 7 3/4 here. Just maybe right there. I'm going to go a tiny bit under that, just because. And then, are we going to put it here to flip out? I think we're going to have it flip out this way. I wonder if I could just fold that in half. No. Has to be more of this size, a little bit smaller than that. So about there. And actually, I'm going to keep the whole piece. This. So I'm going to cut it along this edge. Come on. I'm having an awful time with this trimmer today. It's really giving me trouble. Okay. Looks like it might need a new blade. I don't know. Okay. Then this is going to just go in here like this, and okay, like this. Yep, let's ink this. going to ink the inside also. All right, so I think what I'd like to do is this way. We're going to, actually that's right. I'm going to put some papers in there. Let me just grab some tea dye, these, maybe some of those, and just a couple of, so, oh, it smells so good. Vintage Polka Dot Shop. I don't know what she puts in her coffee dye, but it smells so yum. So yummy. All right, so we're going to measure this real easy. A little tiny bit smaller, okay? Right here. Right there. And I need to cut those. Okay, the room at this desk is crazy. Right, I'm gonna pull, this is my other trimmer, but no, it's not. That'll work though. So we'll measure that right along there, nice and neat, beautiful. And across the bottom, right here. And that's good. Okay. And then this also needs to be yeah, we could cut that and make that rounded corners like this. Yes, we could. So this, let's just see what this is. So it's at about 6, just about at 6. Trim this at 6. Is that right? Yes, 6. Okay. And then at 6 and, oh dear, I went the wrong way. Did I do that wrong? No, 6 wide and then, yeah, 7 3/4 tall. This way. This one is not going to be that wide, and that's okay. But we're going to trim this at the 7 3/4. Okay. All right. So we're going to have a little booklet. Let me grab my trimmer. I'm going to trim these corners. Makes it the same. This one's easier, it's not as thin. It's a little thicker paper, makes it easier to trim. All right, and then I'm going to take this, see if we can trim, oops, both of these at the same time. Okay. And then, where's my little cover piece? We're also going to trim these. Okay. good. And we gotta trim those, or just ink that again. All right, then we're going to fold these in half. And fold each one of these in half. And then we just have a little bit of writing paper. Oh, right in there, look at that. So there's, 8 pages in there. It's a good amount. And I'm gonna go to my sewing machine and I'm gonna sew down the middle. Now we also could have taken more if we wanted and, folded these and had a couple of smaller ones. Let me see how this fits and see if we want to do that. Nope, I think that's enough because we're gonna add other things, so. Okay, so the sewing machine's gonna be on. I'm just gonna quickly go right down the middle of this. Right on the edge here. It'll take but a second. Oops, I want to back up. No, that's not what I want. How do I'm trying to remember how to back up my machine. Don't know. Okay. What's going on? Oh, something is not right. Can you please just continue? No. Oh, this machine has been giving me trouble. Hang on. Oops, I'm just going to quickly try to rethread this. I'm sorry. I really want this sewn though. Otherwise I have to sew it in by hand, and I don't want to do that either, because that would just take me too long. See if I can thread this quickly. It's not liking this thread. I need to buy some new thread. Some of the thread that I use is older thread that my mom had, and it's not as strong anymore, and it doesn't, I have a new machine, so it doesn't want to work as well. I guess that's why. Sorry, it takes me a minute to thread this. I am so sorry. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, now, yikes. Get this back together. It should be. Okay. Okay, this will be pretty quick. Unless my thread is like goofy again. Okay. No, that's not in the right place. No, get out. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is taking longer than it should. All right. Yeah, here we go. Oh, sorry, and now I've whacked you. Oh, God. Oh, let's see what you're seeing. Okay, you're still okay. All right. So here we have our little book, and that's good. And, oh, there it is. Say I lost my bone for again. All right. So we're just gonna do that. And it's off. It's off a little bit, I'm just gonna go in here and do these too, because it'll just make this lay a little flatter. Just go in and do every couple of pages, and it just makes everybody everybody a little happier and laying down. And see how that doesn't want to lay nicely, but it will once you do this. All right, so there's our little booklet, and it's going to go right in here like this. And I guess I could have sewn it into here at the same time. That might have been the thing to do. All right, but we will, and I might pamphlet stitch this in or sew it in, but that's going to be our little booklet there. Now you could do a little flip booklet that would go this way, and you could just sew it on the top. That would be fun too, but I do like this little guy. Real pretty. Okay. And I'm going to pamphlet stitch this to the book, and then we'll have the ties on the outside. Perfect. All right, so what do we want to do in here? Let me see. What should we do in here? How long is this video going on? All right, so we're at almost 50 minutes, so I'm going to stop, and then I'll come back in the next video, and I'll sew this in, and then we'll finish decorating, because we have quite a bit more to do. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Give me a thumbs up if you don't mind. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you're doing and what you'd like to see, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.